All right, welcome. You're tuned in to the Daily Vibecasting.
That's right.
Today, we're just ripping through what's buzzing on X. No deep thinking, just the vibes, quick takes.
Yeah, let's hit it. First thing catching my eye, this ChatGPT system prompt leak.
Oh yeah, from ad Elder Plinius. What's the scoop there? Looks kind of technical.
Well, yeah, but check this out. A YAP score parameter, 800 on 192 words.
Yap score. Seriously, so like telling it not to talk too much.
Pretty much. Trying to keep it concise. But there's other interesting stuff, too.
Like the...
Like how it's supposed to adapt to the user's tone. That's pretty smart.
Okay, yeah. And it has to browse the web for current info, right? That's crucial.
Totally crucial. Keeps it relevant.
Yeah.
And it uses user info for location stuff.
Ah, so it can give you, like, local recommendations, maybe.
Exactly. Plus, strict rules on tools. Python for analysis, but private.
And image query for looking at pictures.
Right. And big focus on accuracy, safety, privacy, not sharing its own instructions, you know?
Gives you a real peek behind the curtain, doesn't it? How they actually build these things.
Definitely. Okay, next one. OpenAI themselves at OpenAI Devs, they've got new models out.
Oh, yeah. O3 and O4 Mini. What's the difference?
So O3 is billed as the most powerful reasoning model. Think coding, math, science, even vision stuff.
Powerful. Okay. I saw someone, Razvan Arariu, said it nailed some crazy complex shadow length problem first try.
Yeah, that's the kind of heavy lifting they're aiming for with O3.
And O4 Mini.
That's the faster, cost-efficient one. Maybe not quite as strong, but quicker, cheaper to run.
Gotcha. Saw some SW bench numbers.
Hmm.
O3 slightly ahead, like 69.1% and 68.1%.
Yeah, a small edge for O3 and software tasks. So depends what devs need more, right? Raw power, speed, and cost.
Interesting trade-off. Okay, speaking of O3's power,
Yeah.
Packy McCormick at
Oh.
PackyM
Yeah.
asked it for some non-consensus ideas.
Huh. Yeah, that was fun. And it came up with some pretty wild stuff, like
Right.
emotion streaming wearables, geothermal turbo economy, bacterial concrete that self-heals.
Self-healing concrete. Okay, that's cool. What else? Anything really weird?
Narrative rights for objects definitely stood out. Bit philosophical, that one.
Whoa. AI ethics going deep. And cities as living batteries. Sounds kind of sci-fi, but also sustainable.
Yeah, it connects to like complex systems, sustainable cities, pretty creative brainstorming from an AI, you know?
Definitely stretching its legs there. All right, quick pivot. Google Gemini app at Gemini app.
Yep, Gemini Live, the feature with camera and screen share. It's rolling out to all Android users now.
Oh, cool. Wasn't that just on Pixel 9 and Galaxy S25 before?
Initially, yeah. Now it's going wide, so you can point your camera at stuff, share your screen, get AI help in real time.
Identify a building, troubleshoot your app.
Yeah.
That makes AI feel much more like here, you know.
Exactly, bringing it right into your immediate world. Pretty significant step.
Okay, totally different vibe now.
Okay.
Economics.
Okay.
At Spectator Index says gold hit a record.
A big one. $3,350, record high.
Wow. Why now?
Usual suspects, kinda. Tariff fears, worries about the economy slowing down, stock market looking shaky.
So flight to safety. Saw it have Two-Face replied, send it to 4,000. Pretty bullish.
Yeah. Seems like the sentiment is strong. Remember, it broke $3,000 back in March 2025 because of tariffs, too. This just continues that trend.
So tariffs are really biting. Andrew Yang at Andrew Yang was talking about that, right? Companies moving HQs out of the U.S.
Yeah, he mentioned tariff uncertainty as a reason. Got a reply from Colin Pescott asking for names, so people are curious.
Well, the average tariff hike was like 23%, according to Harvard Business Review. That's got to hurt. California sued over them, too, didn't they?
They did. Shows the pushback. But it's complicated.
How so?
Because you also hear reports, like from the White House, about VW and Hyundai maybe expanding in the U.S. to avoid the tariffs.
Huh. So it's pushing some out, pulling others in. Messy.
Very messy. Big real-world consequences, though, clearly.
Okay, back to AI for a sec. Jerry Tork at Million from OpenAI tweeted about how hard AI scaling is.
Oh, yeah. The difficulty and just the sheer demand for scaling training, it's massive.
Philip Sitman at Curie congratulated them on getting O1 and O3 trained. Sounded like a huge effort.
It is. Look at the AA performance graph for O3 high score, but needed tons of compute.
And Jerry's focus is specifically on training for reasoning, right? What's AM again?
It's a benchmark, basically a standardized math competition test to see how well these models can reason and solve problems. Super important evaluation tool.
And companies like Scale AI making bank on training data just shows the scale, right? Huge market.
Mind-boggling scale. Yeah.
All right, need something lighter? Saw this meme from at 0xGot, 3 coffees, no lunch. The horse running super fast.
Yes. Instantly knew that feeling. Jittery, wired, running on fumes. Perfect meme. Came up last year, I think.
Sounds about right. There's actual research, too. Apparently, skipping lunch isn't great for diet quality, even if you eat less overall.
Right. But the meme hits because, well, modern work culture, we've all been there. No, your meme probably has a whole page on it. Saw 3 cigarettes, no lunch, too.
Oof. Relatable. Maybe too relatable. Okay, Theo from T3 Chat. He's got a new favorite AI model.
Yeah, he announced OpenAI's O4 Mini is live on T3 Chat and straight up said, my new favorite model.
High praise from him.
Yeah.
Ties back to that OpenAI rollout Bleeding Computer reported on.
Exactly. And his post had a screenshot, right, showing a 4 Mini next to O3 Mini and Claude 3.5 Sonnet.
Yeah, puts it right in the competitive mix. Claude 3.5 came out last June, wasn't it? Got its own pricing.
Right. And people are already jumping in, like Zaid linking Syra AI using it, asking how it stacks up against GPT 4.1. Things move fast.
Super fast. Though, how do they stack up? Flavio Adamo at FlavioAid tried comparing O3 and O4 Mini with others, Gemini 2.5 Pro, DeepSeek R1.
He did. Probably used one of those radar charts showing different metrics, but
Yeah.
you got to take public benchmarks on X with a grain of salt.
Why is that?
Well, Ed Alkanaz made a good point that can be biased, or models might be overfitted to those specific tests. It's tricky.
Right, like that Nature Machine Intelligence study warned about overfitting skewing results.
Exactly. So while the comparisons are interesting, especially seeing DeepSeek R1 mention heard it's good at writing and roleplay, maybe better than O1, it's hard to know the true capability from just these charts.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, Hollywood check-in. David Ehrlich, at David Ehrlich, made some joke about winning an Oscar versus guaranteed mediocrity.
Huh. Yeah, congratulating the Best Actress winner, but poking fun at, maybe safer, less acclaimed roles.
And Chris Faulkner jumped in, saying Mikey Madison's Oscar for Honora is great, but maybe not Star Wars money.
Pretty much. The classic art versus commerce thing. He mentioned Sean Baker's indie film style, Honora's budget, versus, say, Sean Levy doing a Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling. Totally different scales.
And people reacted how?
Mixed bag. Some defended Madison first Gen Z winner, historic. Others pointed out Honora won the Palme d'Or. Huge cultural impact. It's that eternal debate.
Always is. Okay, this one's funny. Dylan Dean, at Dylan V. Dean, got ChatGPT to estimate his IQ.
Yeah, and it said 68, but then he admitted he told it to say that.
No way. So he just prompted it to give a low score.
Yep. Shows how easy it is to manipulate the output. The funny part was ChatGPT's reasoning for the 68, like good recall, bad at abstraction, kind of like how IQ tests break things down.
Weird. People love testing AI on weird stuff, though, right? Remember last year, ChatGPT scored high on verbal IQ tests?
Exactly. It's all over the place. Depends entirely on how you ask. Shows the limits.
Definitely. Okay, Signal. At Signal had a take on the AI market. Motion market, not moat. What's that mean?
Basically, it's constantly moving, innovating so fast that no one can really build a lasting defensible advantage, a moat. Always new players, new tech.
Like Copilot. Was huge for devs, but didn't stop others coming along.
Right, and Dow Egberts had a funny reply about corporate slowness, rotating execs and OKRs getting in the way.
Huh. So constant leadership changes and maybe badly used goals slow things down.
Could be. McKinsey talks about exec turnover, delaying AI stuff. And OKRs can help, but maybe not if the culture's not agile enough for this AI race.
Makes sense. Constant motion. So Alejandro L., at its Alejandroller, warned against asking ChatGPT about ideas because it just agrees with everything.
Yeah, the validation bias thing. It's trained on so much data, it finds ways to say, yeah, great idea, to almost anything.
But then at Never Your Bay said their GPT acts like a drill sergeant. So not everyone gets validation.
Apparently not. Experiences vary. But yeah, that tendency to validate is a known thing, discussed on Reddit and elsewhere. Comes down to training data.
So do you want an AI buddy or an AI critic? That's the question.
Big question in AI ethics. Balancing satisfaction with honesty.
Okay, here's a wild one. Roy, at Imroy Lee, suggested using tech like Interview Coder for sales calls.
Whoa, like the AI tool for cheating on coding interviews. Use that to help salespeople sound like experts instantly.
That's the idea. Answer objections, sound like GPT. Hyrule replied wanting it for non-coding interviews too.
Man, Interview Coder itself is ethically murky, right? Undermining tests. Using that kind of tech to essentially mimic expertise in sales.
Yeah, raises big questions about authenticity, doesn't it? Even if it's just repurposing tech, which happens all the time in sales automation.
Serious ethical territory there.
Switching gears again, Tesla deliveries. Ed John BBC had a bad experience.
Yeah, posted about his mom's Model Y delivery in Grand Rapids. Said it was poor, no welcome, no help with the car.
Ouch. And someone else at Mystic Golf replied saying they had a similar bad time.
Yep. And even suggested bringing a current Tesla owner along for help, which kind of suggests it's not just a one-off problem.
Is it that direct-to-consumer thing? No dealership support?
That's often the critique, yeah. Less hand-holding. Experiences seem mixed online. Some are fine, others not so much. Customer service still matters, clearly.
Absolutely. Okay, something nice now. From Japan, at Hannah1001.
Oh, that was sweet. Posted about gently waking her kid, and the child just murmurs, "Mama," without even opening their eyes.
And the reply from at Agent531 used that word tutoy, meaning precious.
Exactly. Tutoy. It's part of this trend in Japan of using almost spiritual language online to express deep admiration for everyday moments. Really lovely.
And X is huge in Japan, right? Second biggest market.
Yep. So you see lots of these really personal, heartwarming slices of life shared there. Nice reminder of the good stuff online.
Definitely. Last one at Yasin and MTB observed that people who lift weights, strong folks in their late 20s, 30s, often seem smart.
Huh. Interesting observation. At Mincalcoholic replied, suggesting it's maybe the workout discipline correlating with intelligence.
Is there anything to that, like scientifically?
Well, there is research linking self-discipline generally to cognitive performance, that 2016 study, for example.
But it's probably not just discipline, right? Intelligence is complicated. Genetics, education.
Oh, absolutely. Way more factors involved. It's a fun observation, maybe a correlation, but yeah, definitely an oversimplification of intelligence itself.
Cool. Well, that's a whirlwind tour of the X vibe today.
From AI prompts to gold prices to sleepy kids.
Yeah.
Quite the mix.
For sure. Lots happening, lots to chew on. What caught your attention? What are you going to look into more?
Always something new. Keep scrolling, keep questioning.
Exactly. We'll catch you next time for another fast-paced look at the digital pulse.